Hello and welcome back to another episode of Thoughts Per Episode Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Edition. Today we are talking about episode 3 of season 2, the virulence of something or other. Wait, hang on, what was it? The fundamental virulence. Virulence? I don't really know how to say that word. I'm a fake British speaker. I feel like today's episode was a lot more setup. Last week we got some pretty fun fight scenes, and then this week we saw the conclusion to a few of those, but then mostly we saw the setup for some more fight scenes. And I don't know, I don't think this episode was quite as hype as last week. That being said, we did get the conclusion to the Hitsugaya versus, well, not really Bazby fight anymore. I'm kind of annoyed that Bazby just kind of fucked off after he saw Kangdu get frozen. Like, surely he would have some stake in being like, oh my god, okay, fine, I'll finish the job, you know? Like, he clearly went for Hitsugaya and was like, fire and ice, it's a fun combo, it's a fun fight. And then when Kangdu told him to piss off, he just kind of pissed off, even when he saw that there was an opportunity to then attack Hitsugaya. But, you know, plot holes, there's a few of them in this anime. Shinji got some love this episode. I don't really remember what happened to him in the manga, but I remember people being like, I wish we'd gotten to see Shinji's Bankai, and, well, heck, we got to see Shinji's Bankai, and there's also a pretty decent reason we didn't get to see it before, and it's because he can't really use it when there's allies around because of the nature of his Bankai, which is pretty clever because whoever, I guess, gets caught in it sees their allies as foes, and they all turn on each other and attack each other, which is kind of OP, but also it kind of just got used once, and then I guess will probably never be used again, I don't know. Not only did Shinji get some love with that additional scene, but also he got some love with, he got his own soundtrack, which was like really different to what the rest of the soundtrack sounds like. And also just like the way his face is animated gives him so much more character than how he looked in the original anime. In the original anime, he just kind of had this lazy genius troll thing going on. But in this one, he's more, I don't know, he seems more malicious in a cool way. He seems more deadly, like when he says he's pissed off about his comrades dying, you kind of feel it. So I like that. I'm glad he got some love, and it's pretty cool. Also, the name of his Bankai is absurd. Sakashima Yokoshima Happa Fusagari. I do find it interesting that none of the Vizard captains seem to holofy during these fights these days. I don't know if there was like some kind of limitation put in place where they weren't supposed to do that, or if they got themselves quote-unquote cured of holification during the time skip. It's never brought up, at least not in the manga that I recall, unless they do use it later and I'm forgetting. There is a video on this channel of me rereading the entire Bleach manga, and I dedicated an entire video to basically the 1000 Year Blood War arc, and there were so many things that I had just completely forgotten happened, like major things, and I feel like I've forgotten most of those things again, not because they're forgettable, but just because I have an easily distracted mind, and I don't know, I'm dumb. So if they do break out the holification again later, and I'm just being dumb, don't at me. Speaking of holification though, they do holofy the Bankai, which is pretty cool because we get to see, like, not only do we see Hironomaru have kind of like a little hollow eye mask across Hitsugaya's face, which is really cool, we saw that in the manga, but also what we didn't obviously get in the manga was the little holified tone to his voice, especially like when he talks to Hironomaru, and Hironomaru has a slightly holified voice as well. I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. When they were talking about how the power of a hollow is poison to that of a Quincy, like literally poison though, it did make me think of Ichigo. I was wondering if I could talk about this in this video, but everyone knows Ichigo's part Quincy now, that was last season. So it does make me wonder how that works within Ichigo. I don't think that ever gets explained. It might just be another plot hole. As established though, very well could have been explained, and I've just forgotten. We got to see not Mask to Masculine, that's a different Bleach character. Oh my god, I don't remember his name and I can't find it, but the Luchador Mask guy. I don't like him. I don't like his character, I don't like his power, I don't like his fights, but he showed up, and the vice captains are fighting him now. That's a thing that there we go, that happened in the episode. Poke, I saw that, I reacted to it. Job done. Oh, also, before I forget, Kurotsuchi, his like sunshine robe thing he's wearing, I like that it's just kind of like a pulsating rainbowy thing when they're actually in the bright science lab place. Do you think it just turned that way because he saw Urahara and he's just like, it's not like It's not like these colors I'm wearing are supposed to represent my feelings for you, Baka. There's a tsundere thing going on there, right? That's not a stretch. That's not a stretch. Okay, I'm not really shipping it. Then there's the Volstandig reveal at the end, which is pretty fun. But what I want to talk about mostly is the final post-credit scene. Hi, there's another post-credit scene with Ichigo. If you have not seen it, I recommend you pause the video and go see it. Except if you are an anime-only person, I recommend you end the video here because all of my speculation about what's going on is massive spoilers for the end of a manga. Okay, are we ready to talk about the big end of manga spoilers? So, Iwak's almighty power, which we have yet to see, is to do with his eyes and the irises in his eyes having multiples, and that he can see the future, right? That's a thing. Oh my god, if you're anime only, why did you stay? I'm so annoyed at you. And Ichigo's eyes flash like that at the very, very end of this episode, which was very validating because before his eyes flashed like that, when he was getting those flashes of visions, I was going, is he seeing the future? Because while I couldn't really make out what most of those flashes were, there were a few where I was like, this hasn't happened yet. This is a flash of a thing that's about to happen. So it's very interesting that not only is Ichigo getting these flashes of a future, but he is doing so through Iwak's power, which again is not a thing that happened in the manga to my recollection. So just what in the almighty fuck is going on? I guess we will find out as the season progresses. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today. A little bit shorter than normal, but I didn't have a huge amount to say on this episode. Thank you for watching. These videos are getting some pretty decent views, which I appreciate because I'm just some idiot who's rambling about Bleach and probably getting half of the things that he half remembers wrong. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me, even though you could probably find some more detailed analysis with some superfan who mainlines Bleach for their entire life. Bleach is one of my favourite animes, but I do not have a brain that sticks to one thing, so this is what we've got. Anyway, catch you next week.